Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing well, and welcome to your weekly mini reading for the week of April 16th to April 22nd. Today I'm going to be channeling some messages to you directly from the spirit realm, directly from your spirit guides, in hopes of giving you some messages of love, light, healing, connection, compassion, all those beautiful things, and for something for you to focus on this week with regards to your own intuition, your own spirituality, or your connection to your guides. So if you feel drawn to listen to the entirety of this message, it's definitely for you. If you feel drawn to skip through parts of the message or pass it by completely, then this message may not be for you. The idea and my intention is always that this message will reach exactly who it needs to when they're fully able and ready to receive it. All right. And just a reminder before we jump into the weekly mini reading that if you are ever curious about getting your own personal channeled reading done, I do this on my Etsy shop. So if you head over to the Etsy platform, the Etsy website, www.etsy.com, which is ETSY.com. You can search my shop, which is The Conscious Her, all one word, and you should be able to find my little storefront there, and you can order whichever reading you would like, completely personal for you. All right, so let's dive in and see what Spirit would like to share with us for the week ahead. All right, so I'm actually getting two animals like right away, which are completely very different from one another. The first one is the rabbit. Okay, so rabbit as a guide. And the next one is a Komodo dragon. Okay, I don't think I've ever had this one before, so I'm really curious to look up the meaning of the Komodo dragon and put it into the email later tonight. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so two animal guides coming in right away. Let's see what else. The next message that I'm getting coming in right away this week is actually about being very, how do we say this? Like facilitating a very quiet internal and an external environment. Okay, so what they're saying here is that they're guiding you to make sure this week that you are being a little bit more introspective than usual, a little bit more self-reflective, going inward, really being with your internal world. But ultimately, it's about creating a sense of quietness around you in your energy body, okay, on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So what might that look like for you? Is that spending time in a sacred space? Is that purposely listening more than you speak in conversations? Is that making sure that you are kind of staying clear from your devices, from your phone, from your computer? Is that making sure that you're spending time, finding time to be in silence, going for activities in nature that are quiet? It's all about creating and facilitating this sense of quietness within you and around you. Okay, this is the guidance for this week, and let's just see if I can find out a little bit more about that. And Spirit is just adding to this that we learn so much more about ourselves when we can be in quietness, in silence, when we have time to just sit and exist with ourselves, with our true and pure soul essence. We actually get to know ourselves so much better this way. So the idea is that by facilitating this sense of quietness in your internal world and your external world, if that's possible for you, and if you find it difficult, it's just something to work at. But can we sit and be with ourselves, okay? And just what information can come through? What might we tap into? Might we uncover? Might we realize by facilitating this sense of quietness, especially if you find that you have a very busy, distracting or chaotic life at times? This is just your guidance to go through to make sure that you put forth an extra effort to create that sense of silence and quietness, okay? So it has nothing to do with like isolating yourself or being alone or being lonely or anything like that. It's more about like how can you create this essence of quietness, of silence, of tranquility, of serenity within yourself, in your internal environment and in your external environment. Okay, so that is the third message. What else? Okay, so and this is the next message, but it's kind of continuing on, kind of piggybacking from the last message. And what Spirit is saying is that when we are able to facilitate that sense of quietness, silence, and tranquility within ourselves, we're more likely to be receptive and open, not only to Spirit, but also to source energy too this week. And what they're saying is that this week there's a lot of energy of being, receiving new insights, new information, new wisdom, new intel, okay, new intuitive thoughts that are going to be guiding us, especially in terms of our own healing, okay? Things are kind of bubbling up to the surface that may have been either buried or swept under the rug or suppressed in this last little while. So new kind of snippets, new aspects, smaller pieces of information that are useful towards our own healing path seem to be kind of bubbling up this week. And it's really important that we're in a state of receptivity in order to become aware of that, okay? So it's kind of like these delicate pieces are finally kind of popping up to the surface. And if we are allowing ourselves to be quiet in our external and internal world, then we're able to grasp this. And they seem to be like key pieces of our healing. Okay. So that's kind of what they're saying here with another reason why it's important to be quiet this week. It's like stuff that has been previously hidden is starting to come through more and more. And so we need to be ready to be able to receive that because it contributes significantly to our own healing path. Okay. So just being aware of that. What else? Something that they're adding here, which I find is really interesting, is more work with our emotions. We've had a lot of messages in the past couple of weeks about working with emotions, and they're adding another tidbit here about that. And what they're saying is that it's really important that we are making sure that we are kind of unlearning and deprogramming and deconditioning this this kind of learned habit and behavior about feeling embarrassment around the emotions that you feel. Okay. This is like a very toxic thing that has been kind of embedded and indoctrinated into our Western culture. Specifically, I can't speak for others, but in particular, Spirit is saying, especially in the Western culture, there's this embarrassment around emotions that come up and that we shouldn't show them, that we shouldn't have them, that we shouldn't feel them, that people shouldn't know how we're feeling, that we should be a total kind of brick wall when it comes to our emotions. And what they're saying is that it's really important this week that when emotions come up, especially as they connect to any type of healing for you, any type of important realizations, epiphanies, understandings about yourself, that you are very kind of receptive and embracing and welcoming to emotions that do show up, that you can have these emotions without shame and embarrassment, okay? That you're not hiding yourself, that you're not apologizing for them, that you're just allowing them to come through. You don't even have to explain yourself. So just really notice, okay, this week, if you do feel emotions coming up, notice how you are responding to those emotions, not only for yourself, but for others too, especially if you're in the presence of others when you're feeling those emotions, okay? The idea is that we want to normalize the emotion. We want to accept emotions. We want them to be with us. We want to use our emotions as sources of information for our own healing, for information for our own life and what we're going through in our own journeys. So can we strip this learned feeling of embarrassment and shame around our emotions? Can we learn to just be with them and not have to explain them, okay? That we don't have to make this big deal out of them, okay? That we're human beings with emotions. We came here to experience this whole spectrum of emotions, and that's the whole point of it. So why are we trying to suppress them and keep them down and keep them buried within ourselves? Okay, so just a lot of self-reflection this week around emotions, noticing how you're reacting and responding to your own emotions, noticing how you're reacting and responding to other people's emotions, and learning to kind of dismantle that programming around feeling embarrassment and shame, around it. And I see this as well all the time, even in my own community with the people that I work with, light workers. We all have got the stigma around what it means to show emotions. Okay, so it's in our best interest this week to really start to break down why and what we're feeling around the emotions and why we feel like we can't just be with our emotions. Okay. Because as we ascend, as we grow, heal, and transform in our own energetic path, on our own healing journey, on our own spiritual journey, we have to learn how to be with our emotions and not try and keep them away from us at an arm's length, okay? So that's the I think, 5th message now. Is there anything else, Spirit? They're just adding that this is very much a week of heightened awareness of yourself. Okay, so really, really heightened sensitive awareness about ourselves in our own healing path, our own healing journey, new realizations, new epiphanies, new thoughts and ideas coming up, and just even more grace for ourselves in that process, okay? And they're just saying, just be with yourself, just be with yourself, just be with yourself. So what does being with yourself mean? And how can you be with yourself more often? What does that look like to you? What does that feel like to you? How do you sense that to take place? And can you do more of that every single day? Okay? All right. Okay, well, thank you so much, Spirit, for those beautiful messages. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope you can resonate and connect with those messages this week. If you do connect with them, please do leave a comment below the video. Please, send me a DM, send me an email. I always love to hear about how you take those messages from Spirit and if you can relate to them. If you would like to receive these messages typed up, transcribed, and sent directly to your email inbox, make sure you head over to my website, www.theconsciousher.com. And on the homepage, you can enter in your name and email, and that will automatically opt you in for the weekly mini readings typed up every week, which include the meanings of the animal guides and also the monthly newsletter as well. All right, guys, so I really hope you enjoyed. Have a beautiful week ahead, and take care. Bye.